welcome to the YouTube Make Station. Today we are starting a new series. We are going to be doing, I guess, virtual mini makers. So for those of you who've never done mini makers with me, because you've all probably aged out of mini makers because it's been a year and a half in a pandemic, we usually do mini makers at the studio, and it's for ages 2 to 4 with a parent or guardian or grandparent or friend coming in with them to help the little mini maker. So today we are going to be doing it virtually. So all you'll need is a watercolor piece of paper, or really any piece of paper, but watercolor is best if you have watercolor at home, a pencil, some oil pastels, and some watercolors. I've linked all of the products that we use at the studio and personally love, but this is a really great project for fine motor skills. It's one of my favorites. So we are going to be making this little ladybug here. It's so sweet. These projects are really great for fine motor skills because they learn about tracing, about coloring in, and it's okay if it gets really hectic, but also just playing with color and visually also playing with texture. There's so many fun skills that go into making this little ladybug. So grab your little mini maker, and if you liked this video today, make sure to like, subscribe, comment, and follow for more. I almost forgot that, but I remembered. And let's get started.
Wonderful. So you can go gather your materials and come on back. The first thing we're going to do is draw our ladybug. So parents or guardians, this part's for you. So you can grab a pencil, and we're just going to draw the wings. So I did one wing, which is just a giant leaf shape. And then I did another wing, which is another giant leaf shape. So the key to making these successful, and then I attached them at the bottom with a big U, and I did the head with a big rainbow and added some antennas. So the key to making these successful, I'll go back to that point, is just to keep the shapes super duper simple. I drew the little dots on the back. You can do however many you'd like to. I think 4 or 5 maximum is good. You don't want to add too much for them to color in. We're just going to keep it nice and simple. And then I always like to add grass like this so that they get the motion of going up and down. This is just to practice. Then you can grab your oil pastels and the little mini maker, and you can get them to slowly trace out the ladybug with the different oil pastel colors. There's a few different ways to do this. They can either outline the whole thing on their own. You can help their hand as they start outlining, or they can pick the colors and you can outline it for them. It's totally up to you. There's a billion different ways you guys can collaborate in making this cute little ladybug. Usually for the little dots, I suggest coloring them in, so you can color those in as well. You can also do it where you're both coloring in the ladybug at the same time. So just trace over all of those pencil lines, color in those little dots, and then you can also outline the grass as well. Again, it's probably going to get a little bit hectic, and that's totally okay. It always looks super beautiful in the end, and it's just really fun to play with the different textures of oil pastels and watercolor. So don't worry about it. Perfect. So once you've traced out your little ladybug, you can get your watercolors ready. Also, feel free to pause at any time. I know you're probably not working as fast as this is going, and that's totally okay. So these watercolors are great because they're liquid based, so they're already watered down. So it's not watercolors from a pan, which can get a bit frustrating. They're just water with color in them. These watercolors have also lasted us over a year, and we still use them very frequently, so these will last you a lifetime. Perfect. So I'm just dipping in with a nice big brush. So you want to grab a brush that they can hold really well. So these big brushes are great for that. You can also use a sponge brush. You can use a sponge if you just want to use a sponge, or any brush you have at home will also work. So I just went in and painted it pink, but you can paint it in whatever color you'd like to. So just paint it in like that. You don't have to water your brush down too much. Again, it is liquid watercolor already. And then I went in with some red and added the red over top. And the great thing about watercolors, the colors all kind of end up bleeding together. So if it becomes just a big colory mess, that is totally okay as well. And again, there's a few different ways you can do this. You can collaborate, so you can both be painting it. the mini maker can just be painting it, or maybe there's an artistic director who is directing what colors go where. And that also is really fun. The exploration of color and understanding color is just as important as painting in the ladybug. Beautiful. Amazing. And always try to choose a color palette of colors that if they are mixed, they won't end up being a brown. So in this case here, I did some blue and pink and red in the sky and for most of the ladybug there. Those colors will just end up making purple if they're all mixed together. The only color that would mix badly is the grass. So if you really want to avoid any bad color mixing or anything that might turn brown, I would just avoid using green in this painting and just keep it to, yeah, maybe 3 colors and paint those in. But we've had mini makers before that are super specific about colors and become really good at painting within the lines with this technique. So they can just get really good at tracing different areas and understanding different spaces. And the more they practice, the better they get. And it's a super fun project and always turns out so beautiful. Amazing. So once you're done painting it in, you can just let it dry and then you have a beautiful masterpiece. We would love to see how yours turned out at home. And I hope you loved making this ladybug with me. I'm sure it looks so beautiful. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, follow for more, and we'll see you next time.